No, you can't do that. Hey, kia ora, Helen Brahms here, coming to you live from Sun City. No, not Sun City, Scottsdale, Arizona. I've got an error coming up here. I don't know which one it is. It says ready to go live. I'm ready to go live, and an error has occurred on Facebook. Wait a moment and try again. Okay, we're just going to keep going. And so if you end up on my regular Facebook page, I am sorry for the delay of being in, but it'll be on my YouTube channel. So I'll just post it from there. Not sure why there is an issue today. There's an issue on Facebook, period. Huh, isn't this interesting? And now it's all connected. I think we're all connected now. Yes, yay. Hi, kia ora and welcome to Before the Dirt Nap podcast number 1408. Fun Friday of learning. And my apologies for those watching the recording of this with the almost a minute delay, but Facebook was not connecting and suddenly it did. So there you go. The wonders of technology. So I'm here in Scottsdale, Arizona for I arrived last night. I'm here tonight and tomorrow, and I head home on Sunday. Zeffie's having a blast at the dog sitters, but I'm here for a real estate mastermind, investing mastermind class, and it's an interesting day because this is a whole new world that I've kind of looked at in the past, but don't really know what I'm doing. So I thought that, they're here in town. It's local. These are people that I know, like, and trust. And so let me go along and see what I can learn. And so today we went over a lot about looking at deals and things like this. And I did have to learn some new terms and words and acronyms and that sort of thing. And I thought, okay, just ask. I don't know. I'm beginning all of this. And they were going around asking, what is it? What type of investor are you? And I said, well, I'm just starting. I said, I know what my end goal is. I just got to figure out how this is going to help me get there. And so we talked about that a minute. But it was, and I told them about my barn RV B&B and that's set up there. And so they knew that's my end goal. And I said, I'd like to have the real estate thing as a passive income. And so we talked. So, but it was really cool because in this room, it's just a small group of us. And it was a lot of fun. I got to learn a lot. And a lot of what I've been through over the last few months when I was looking for a place, first it was rent to buy, then I was looking at buying a place, then I ended up renting a place. Just the process that I went through with each of those different things from the perspective of a renter and then a buyer and then a renter again. A lot of what they were talking about was from the income producing side, the landlord side. Is this a good property investment? What can we rent it for? And that sort of thing. So I've been in that renter position or buyer position, and a lot of what I had learned during that can be applied during this. And it's sort of like a lot of what I did back then, it sort of started clicking and making sense. So that was really cool. Some of the stuff that I had been through over the last few months trying to find a place has now clicked into place and is making more sense as to why I should be doing this, how to evaluate it and things like that. And so it's just been a really cool day. And they would show us, they would walk us through examples on the, this is what we offered and then this is what we ended up getting it for. So they walked us through some of their real life examples and things, which was really cool, and how they made decisions on that this was the one they were going to purchase and that sort of thing as well. And it was a good learning curve today, and I'm looking forward to tomorrow because tomorrow is about the financing side of things. But I had to get on early because it's around 6 o'clock we're going to dinner, and I don't know what's happening after that, so I don't know what time I'll be back to the hotel. So I'm on a little earlier today, so apologies for that. But I wanted to get on before I headed downstairs and get tied up in the night. I wanted to make sure we got today in because we're so close to that 4-year mark. It's going to be fun. But comfortable hotel, quiet. Slept pretty well. I had the weirdest of dreams. I'm not going into it because it was just insane weird. It was weird even for my brain. My brain's still trying to comprehend what happened in the dreams, and I'm sort of like, yeah, this is even weird on my level. So I did get bitten by something in bed last night, though. I don't know what it is, but it wasn't bed bugs because I did the bed bug. I always do one of the first things I do when I get into a hotel room, besides doing the videotape of it, is going to the bed, pulling up the sheets on the base on the mattress so that you expose the seam of the mattress and you can lift it up and lift it back because that's where the bed bugs hide. And there was nothing in there, but something did decide to eat me in the middle of the night. So I've got these 3 big bites. It's just on one leg, just these 3 big bites. And so I'll been putting some oils on them to take the itch out of them. But I bought, there was one oil that I should have bought, which I didn't. So I'll just have to make do with what I have and figure it out. But today overall has been a good learning day. I got to catch up with some people I haven't seen in person in a very long time. I got to meet people who I've only known through Zoom calls. So it's been a lot of, so I finally got to meet some people in person who I have known through Zoom interactions over Zoom. And I've got to see some people that I haven't seen in person in a while. So it's been really cool. And then I've got to meet some new people. So it's always fun meeting new people, but having a lot of fun and learning a lot. And it's just a very casual, laid back way of learning. And it's actually sticking in my brain. But I guess it's the way that they're teaching it too, because they talk about DISC a lot, the DISC, and I know that I'm like a 98 on the I, and I can't remember what the I stands for, but it's intuitive, I think. No, on DISC you got D, and I know D and C. I'm in the negatives on those, and those are like the very detailed, very disciplined type of people. I'm I, and I'm a 98, and that's like the least disciplined you can get. And my S, which is the mellow, I think it's the mellow side. Yeah, I'm like a 3 on the scale. So my thing goes like from the negative way up here to the I, down here to the S, and then down into the C. So yeah, and like they were showing these spreadsheets, and I'm like, well, that just confuses my brain. But if I had a chance to sit down and actually look at them, then yes, it would probably make sense. But seeing them up there on the screen, I'm just like looking at, there's numbers everywhere. They're all in columns. They're in years. They're by months. And I'm like, okay, I'm totally lost with that. But there are some people who are certain personalities like the D and the C's that would absolutely love that spreadsheet and everything else. And I'm like, yeah, my I doesn't like that very much, because I know that is a part in my business that I need to improve for myself, and that is being more organized in my numbers and everything else. I know some of my numbers. I don't know all my numbers, and you should know all your numbers in business. And when you're doing deals and stuff, you need to know your numbers. What's the price? What are the comparison and learn today? What are the comparison prices for what's in the area? How far away are these comparisons from the property that you're looking at? Are they a fair comparison or not? So we learned some interesting things about how properties are appraised and how they get the comparisons and stuff. So that was kind of fun learning all of that. And some of it was kind of shocking. It's like, really? How did they do that? And learned some things that you should not do. Learn some good practices and some not good practices that you should not do. So it was very informative. It was a lot of fun. It's a great group of people, and people will put the hand up and ask a question if they don't understand something. Because there's a couple of times I'm like, what the heck is such and such? And then somebody will go and ask the question, oh, what does that mean? And I'm so like, thank you for doing that, because otherwise I would have been asking it. There was a couple of times I said, what's that? And there was one part where we're doing something with numbers, and they made sure I was taking notes on that. I said, yep, got that one down. Totally got that one down. But yeah, so it brought back a lot of stuff that I had learned that Ashley had taught me when we're out looking at properties and when you're evaluating them and looking at the MLS forms and all of that. And what else? But just everything that I've learned over the last few months when I've been out house hunting, whether it was rent to buy, whether it was looking at buying a property and going through the loan process. So even the loan process got brought up today, and then about the rental process. And so I got to, I've been through it on one scale, and then I got to see it from the other side. So it kind of like matched up, which was really awesome and amazing, and it made a lot of sense. So for somebody who has never really looked at real estate investing before, this was a whole new ball game, and also I thought, but having the experience that I've had along with their expertise and everything else, and marrying the two up, it's just it made it very simple, very easy, and took away the scary. So it was really cool in that the scary got taken out of it, and it's sort of like you gotta act quick, and those that see on the disc thing, they're the ones that don't act very quickly because they want the figures, and they want to study them. And I was looking, and they were talking about that, and I'm going, and I'm an I. So I'm going to be like, yep, let's move it. And then I'll worry about the analytics later on. There's been a couple of times that has happened during that whole rental process and everything else. So like, yep, let's go for this one, and worried about the analytics later on. But it's been a lot of fun learning, and I've really enjoyed it. And like I said, great group of people. But right now, I'm just back in my room, just relaxing for a few minutes. Actually, I'm going to be heading downstairs as soon as I finish this, because they're meeting up in the bar and they have happy hour down there. And then after that, we go to dinner, and some people are going to go to the Talking Stick Casino. I'm not sure if I am, because all I remember of casinos when I went with Brad is that they were very smoky. I don't do well in areas where people have been smoking, even though they did have the non-smoking area in some places, and Brad would always find a blackjack table to play in the non-smoking area. Then I'll go play actually, it didn't actually worry him, but I would go play on the penny slots that were in the non-smoking area for the slot machine. And one of the funniest ones was because I had a pair of shoes on that I bought 10 years ago, and I know the first time I wore them at an event was at this particular hotel that we were at, and it was a casino hotel, and we were in the night before the get together thing, the mastermind that we were doing, and so I was sort of like, who was texting me at this hour? Oh, cool. My oil order is on the way. I love that they notify me when my oil order is on its way. Love my doTERRA. Love my essential oils. And this particular night, I went over to the penny slots in the non-smoking area and got caught up on this one thing, and I won $137.62. And I took my little coupon thing, and I went to find Brad, and I found him at the table that he said he was going to be at. And he looks up and goes, "Oh, you gone through the $20 already?" And he gave me $20 was my limit on penny slots. And I said, "Well, not exactly." And on top of his pile of chips, I put the coupon down. I said, "Is that good?" And he looks at me, he goes, "You won $137.62 on penny slots." I went, "Well, yeah." That's what and the guy and the other guys that were at the table with him just cracked up laughing. They were laughing so hard because Brad could not believe that I had won $137.62 playing penny slots. I said, "Yeah, I just found this one and it just kept giving me money." And so yeah, he ended up being down that weekend, and I ended up being up that weekend. So my $20 my $20 investment in the penny slots worked out very well. He didn't do so well on the blackjacks, but we kind of leveled out at the end of that weekend over what he had lost and what I had won. Just kind of put us back where we had started from. So that was pretty good. But his thing of playing is that he would put down get his first amount changed into chips, and when he had made that back in winnings, he would take out the initial one, put it in his pocket, and it stays there, and he would just play with whatever he won from his winnings after that. So he always put back into his pocket the initial investment that he had made at that time. You can't really call it an initial bet. He would put that back into his pocket. And then just play with the money that he won after that. And if he ended up at zero, that was okay. He was still okay. But Yeah, that was a funny one. So anyway, I'm out of here. I got to go down and meet up with everybody down in the bar where they're doing happy hour, and then go for dinner, and then I'm not sure if I'll go to the casino or not, because like I said, I don't like the smoke, and I don't gamble. I'm not a gambler. The only time I would do any gambling in a casino was when Brad was with me, and I would take my $20, and that was mine to spend that evening while he was at the blackjack table. And so that was, and I haven't done it since he passed, and I have really no desire to do it. So it was just a way for me to pass time while he's doing something that he enjoyed, and I could go do that. And some of them you kind of get that little story thing going. You like the characters that come up and what they do. And I had one that had a lot of wolves on it. Wolves. I'm trying to remember what that was called. Wild Wolves or something like that. And yeah, there was one that I really liked, and I'd look up for any casino that I would go to, this one with the wolves on it, because I like the way that they would just roar. Anyway, that's it from me. It's been a super fantastic sparkling day, and I will catch you guys back here tomorrow, probably around the same time, simply because I have no clue what we're doing tomorrow evening. Actually, I think, no, that's not sure. I have no clue what we're doing tomorrow evening. Is my mind blowing? Not really, not yet, simply because of the fact that what I have been learning is what I've kind of walked through over the last few months looking for a place. So it's given me a different perspective. So I've now got both sides of the buyer and the seller perspective, which has been awesome. So I am loving this. It's and it's a good break too, especially after the last couple of weeks where we've been busy moving into the house and getting things unpacked. And next weekend's going to be another, well, I'm actually setting a goal this week of unpacking at minimum 3 boxes a day. So because I want to get these boxes unpacked as soon as I can. And for those that are following the story, it is when I open a box, there's either I have a box for shredding, I have a box for recycling, I have a box for straight trash, I have a box for donation, and then the 5th box is go put it away. Don't leave it out anywhere, go put it away. Although my craft room and my guest room are going to take a bit, because I have no shelves up in my craft room to put my craft supplies on, and the guest bedroom, I don't have any furniture in there at all except for boxes. So right now I'm concentrating on the office. The master bedroom's got about 8 boxes left in it, and one of them's got to go into the garage because it's full of extension cords and other tools. One of the boxes has to go into the family room because it's got all my speakers in it. I just saw closet box written on the outside, and directed them to the master bedroom on those. So, and then I have the living room that I want to attack, and the office, the living room, the family room's done. The kitchen still has a few boxes left in there. Some of those have to be moved to other rooms, but yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. Let's see, we're in the middle of June. By the end of June, I want to have all the boxes gone. So my goal right now is minimum 3 boxes a day when I'm at home. Of course, can't do that today and tomorrow. And also to get the RV cleared out as well, so we can get the surfacing done on that. So we've got a busy month coming up, and throwing in real estate investing in the middle of all of that. You gotta love it. And next week we are releasing our very first Before the Dirt Nap Adventures. For those that are signed up on the list, which is the beforedirtnapadventures.com, you will get 72 hours notice on the 14th of June, which is Wednesday next week at 6 p.m. Pacific. There is an email blast going out to those people who are signed up to tell them what it is. You have 72 hours to take advantage of the pre-release. And then on the 17th, which is the Saturday at 6 p.m. Pacific, we have somebody from the vendor that we're going to be using will be coming on and talking about our Before the Dirt Nap adventure and what sort of things we're going to be doing on that. And at that point, it goes open to the public. So if you want to be in the know before the 17th, go to beforedirtnapadventures.com and sign up, and that will happen then. But anyway, I'm out of here. Have a super fantastic sparkling evening, and we'll catch you guys all back here tomorrow. Hei konera.